Okay. The last time we were all together, mostly as a group, we talked about the discriminant at the page, bottom of page 342, and how that b squared minus 4ac, the part under the radical, is the discriminant. See at the bottom of page 342? B squared minus 4ac is called the discriminant. So the discriminant can actually tell you a lot of things about your quadratic, okay? So just quick review. What kind of number do you get when you take the square root of a negative? Imaginary, okay. What kind of number do you get when you take the square root of 0? You get, what's the square root of 0?
Oh, 0.
Yeah. Okay, what kind of number do you get when you take the square root of a positive number that is a perfect square? You get a real, okay. It may not be a whole number, but you're definitely going to get a rational number, right? What kind of number do you get when you take the square root of a positive number that is not a perfect square?
Imaginary.
Real irrational.
Real irrational. Okay. So now go back to this page for just a second. See this page? 342. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. One, 2, 3, and 4. It's the same one. How many and what type of solutions did equation 1 have? 2.
No, 1.
It had 2. 1 and negative 3 over 2. Oh, you can't see that. I've just got that on the camera. 1 and 3 over 2. Okay. What type were they? What kind were they? They were real and rational. What was the value of the discriminant on equation 1? What was under the radical? What?
Well, under it.
Under it, 25. 25, I'm going to show people at home. Describe the value of the discriminant as a positive square, perfect square, a positive non-perfect square, a negative value, or 0. What is 25? It is a
Perfect square.
positive perfect square. This is not an easy task, by the way.
Are you recording?
I didn't go live,
Yeah, you
just
should've
in
won.
case.
Can you record it for your Elmo?
I could if I had an SD card that was bigger than 1 gig. Yeah. It's okay. All right.
Hey, Tom.
2.
Hand card down.
2. How many solutions and what kind of solutions did equation 2 have? 1. Was it real?
Yes.
Was it rational? Okay. What was the discriminant on equation 2?
0.
0. And describe the value. Well, it was 0. Okay. 3. How many and what type of solutions did we have on 3? We had 2 imaginary, right? What was the value of the discriminant?
Negative 80.
Negative 80. So describe that. Well, it was a negative value. And then equation 4. All right, so equation 4, how many solutions did we have? 2. What kind?
Irrational.
They are irrational and they are real. 2 real, irrational. What was the value of the discriminant?
Square root of 30.
33. Okay. So what kind was that? It was a positive, non-perfect. Okay. Phew. So I would advise you to turn your paper sideways And along this side, write if the discriminant is, because I've already filled this out a few times and I know it doesn't fit. If the discriminant is positive, perfect square, then what are you going to have? Positive, perfect square. It has how many roots?
2.
2. What kind?
Real rational.
Real rational roots.
Can you scoot that down?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm kind of multitasking here. I'm glad they're not seeing me, because have you noticed how many times I've had to be like, to get it, like stick my tongue out, close one eye. So I'm just going to record the paper because I look like a goob up here. All right, so what if the discriminant is 0? What's up with that? What does the graph have?
1 real rational.
1 real rational root. Okay. What if the discriminant is negative?
2 imaginary.
It has 2 imaginary, oh my goodness, roots. Okay. How many people are absent today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. This better get at least 6 views, okay? For all the work I've put into this, every single person better watch it. Actually, I want 12. I want everybody to watch it twice, okay? So y'all hear that? You hear it? Okay, so if it is positive, if the discriminant is a positive, non-negative, positive non-perfect, because positive and non-negative are the same thing. Sorry, just like you got a picture of my hand erasing. Just a second. Okay, we're back. A positive non-perfect square, okay? Then what does it have?
2 real rational.
Okay. It has two real irrational roots. Okay, tell me again, what is the relationship between roots and zeros? Like the zeros on the graph and the roots that you find. What's that relationship? They're the same, okay? Roots and zeros are the same. So if you have imaginary roots, what does that look like on a graph for your zeros? It doesn't touch yet. You don't have zeros. You don't touch because the roots are imaginary. So you don't have zeros. Excellent. Okay. This is a bad idea right now because I have to try and open this thing back up. Okay. Day 43 homework. We're going to look at that really quickly. Day 43 homework. You have to find the discriminant and then use it to predict the nature of the roots and then solve the equation using the quadratic formula, okay? For 1 through 5. So let's do number 1 together right now. So I just need the discriminant. How am I going to find the discriminant right here? What's the discriminant? Which part? Minus 4 times A times C, okay? So what is that? Oh, oops, I forgot the squared. There you go. So that's 36, and that's 32. So what's my discriminant? 4. Okay, so if that's 4, then what kind of roots do I have? Because it says find the value of the discriminant. Done. 2 what? 2 real rational. 2 real rational. Okay. Now, use it to predict the nature. Done. Then solve the equation using quadratic formula. So quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus. I don't have to do that b squared minus 4ac stuff because I just did it, right? I know, spoiler alert, that's 4. All over 2a. What's the square root of 4? So I've got 6 plus 2 over 2 and 6 minus 2 over 2. What's 6 plus 2 over 2? It's 8 divided by 2 is 4. What's 6 minus 2 over 2?
4.
Okay. Some of us are on different steps, but that's okay. Those are my 2 answers. I predicted that I would have 2 real rational roots, and look, magically I had 2 real rational roots.
Wait, so what's the actual equation for that?
The quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
Quadratic formula.
There's a fantastic song about it if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. It goes to Pop Goes the Weasel. Connor, do you want to sing it for us?
No, I don't know it.
What?
I don't know it either. I don't remember it.
All right. Let's see. Oh, and you know what's going to be really bad about this particular video is that my nose is stopped up, so it's just going to be like a lot of me breathing into and sniffling. So enjoy that too, guys. It's like an ASMR, but gross. So, yeah. Have fun with that. All right, before I pause this, let me just talk about your quiz. All right, this is what's on your quiz Monday. You have to simplify a quadratic. You have to recognize a perfect square trinomial. You have to know the relationship between discriminants and roots, which we just talked about. You have to simplify with I, which means you've got to FOIL, and you have to use a conjugate.
Oh, fun, conjugate.
You have to solve with a square root.
My camera.
And you have to use quadratic formula and the discriminant. I think this is your free response, if I remember correctly. Is it all up there? No. How about that? Does that help?
The last one should be on.
I think that's your free response. I think.
This Parker, you gonna have me studying during the day?
Yes.
Let's do a study buddy thing.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Like that?
We'll do
Not
practice
gonna study
problems. Bishop can help us.
Yeah. Also, free response 28 will help you. Free response 28, especially A and B. And then I'm going to give you free response 29 today, and A and B from free response 29 will also help you. And there is a study guide in your Google Classroom
I saw that.
with answers that will help you with both the quiz and the test. You need it this way or this way?
When's the test?
The test. So we'll quiz Monday. We'll review Tuesday, and we'll test Wednesday and Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna say bye, everybody.